Good morning students. Today we are going to learn chapter 4, that is time and tense. In this chapter we will be learning about tenses and their uses. So today I am going to teach you the uses of simple present tense and present progressive tense. But before going into that topic, I would like to remind you how to frame sentences in simple present tense and present progressive tense. All of you look at the board. In simple present tense, we have to use subject plus the present form of the verb. Okay? The present form of the verb should be used in simple present tense. See the example. She reads every day. Here, I have used the singular form of the verb reads because the subject is singular. Okay? In the next example, I have used the plural form of the verb, that is read, because the subject they is plural. So in simple present tense, you have to use either the singular form or the plural form of the verb as per the subject. To remember it very easily, you have to have in mind that a singular subject should always have a singular verb and a plural subject should always have a plural verb. Okay? And the base form of the verb is the plural form of the verb. Say for example, sing. This is the base form of the verb as well as the plural form of the verb. And how will you make or change it into singular form? It's very easy. Just add yes. For some of the words, you have to use es or ies. It depends. Okay? Right. So this is how you have to frame sentence in simple present tense. And the next one is present progressive or present continuous tense. When you frame sentence in present progressive tense, you should always remember that you have to use be verb plus present participle of the verb. Okay? So, yes, or should be used in present progressive tense. We should not use was or were because we are talking about present progressive tense. Okay? And according to the subject, any one of these be verbs should be used. Look at the board. See, she is reading. That's the first example. In this sentence, the subject is she. So the be verb is used. In the second sentence, the subject is I. So the be verb and is used. In the third sentence, you is the subject. So the be verb are is used. Okay? And what is meant by past participle of a verb? Past participle of a verb is the third form of the verb. Present participle means verb plus ing, and you should not be confused. Okay? Now all of you take your total English book and turn to page number 66. Simple present tense is used to indicate facts. So when you talk about facts or general truths, you have to use simple present tense. When you are talking about repeated actions, customs and habits, you have to use simple present tense. So when you are talking about habitual action or usual activities, simple present tense should be used. Look at the example. He visits his family every weekend. So every weekend denotes a repeated action. Okay, shows that it's a repeated action or a usual action. Okay, I wake up at 6 o'clock every day. So this is also a habitual action, right? See the second example. We whitewash our house before Diwali. So that is a usual activity or it is a custom also. You can take like that. He goes to bed at 11 o'clock every night. Okay, so what is the second usage? You have to use simple present tense when you are talking about repeated actions, customs and habits. The third one is abilities. When you are speaking about an ability of a person, you have to use simple present tense. Look at the example. She plays tennis very well. The fourth point, the future. You can use simple present tense to indicate future in the if clause, in the conditional clause, that is in type 1 conditional sentences. Type 1 conditional clauses indicate a probable condition and its possible result. So in type 1 conditional sentences, you have to use simple present tense in the if clause, which indicates a future action only. Okay, and the next point is after words like when, until, before, after, as soon as, the present form of the verb should be used. See the example. When the rain stops, we shall go out. We can't begin until he arrives. They will stop playing as soon as the whistle blows. Okay? So in the above four cases, the present continuous cannot be used in the place of simple present tense. So when you are talking about habitual action, when you are talking about general truths, abilities and in type 1 conditional clauses, you should use only simple present tense. For the last thing, that is type 1 condition, in the if clause you have to use simple present tense. Okay, and in all these cases you are not supposed to use present continuous tense in the place of simple present tense. Okay, and the next thing is present continuous tense. The present continuous tense is used to indicate what is happening now. So when you are talking about an ongoing action in the present, you have to use present continuous tense. Say for example, I am teaching you now. You are listening to me now. Okay, these sentences indicate an ongoing action in the present. Okay, see the examples given in the book. We are eating, she is singing. Okay, and we have to use present continuous tense when we talk about temporary habits. Okay, for habitual action, what you do regularly, in that case you have to use simple present tense. But if you are speaking about temporary habits, you have to use present continuous tense. I am traveling by bus to my office. So what does it mean? Usually I don't travel by bus, but recently these days I am traveling by bus. That is the meaning of the sentence. And the next point, the future. When you are talking about future, in certain cases you can use present continuous tense. See the example. When are you coming tomorrow? When will you come tomorrow is perfectly alright. At the same time, if you use present continuous tense also, it's acceptable. When are you coming tomorrow is also correct. And see the last point. You have to use present continuous tense to mention repeated happening or coincidence. The present continuous tense is used to show unavoidable coincidences or events for which there is no proper explanation. So if you want to show unavoidable coincidences or events for which there is no proper explanation, in that sense you have to use present continuous tense. See the example. Reena is always losing her pen. His bicycle is always breaking down. Okay. Now, we are going to see what is given in the box and mark it as important. There is one case in which the simple present is almost interchangeable with the present continuous. So in one case, we can use the simple present tense instead of the present continuous tense. When should we use that? When we are talking about events or programs that are already scheduled. Okay? See, we can use simple present tense to mention an event which has been definitely planned for the future. The program is already planned and there is not going to be any change. Okay, so in that sense or in that case, we can use simple present tense instead of present continuous tense. See the example. He takes the exam next week. He takes the examination next week. The examination is on the next week only, but the examination is scheduled, it's planned, and there is not going to be any changes. So in that sense, you can use simple present tense. He is taking the examination next week. So present continuous tense can also be used here and simple present tense can also be used. You can interchange it and the sentence is perfectly correct, no problem. She leaves school in June. She is leaving school in June. Both are correct. Is it clear, students? Okay. And the next one is stative verbs. This is given for your understanding. This has nothing to do with tense and its uses. Okay. This is given just for your understanding and to improve your knowledge. So there are many verbs which are normally not used in the continuous tense. So in continuous tense, we don't use many words and such words describe a state and not an action. Please underline that. See, when we think about verb, we always think that verbs are active or action words. Yes? But here they have given some verbs which actually don't show any action, but they show us a state of being. Okay, that is the meaning. And these words are referred to as stative verbs, while action verbs refer to an action. So stative verbs are not action words. They show the state of being, whereas action words show as an action or refer to an action. Stative verbs are of 5 kinds. Verbs of senses and perception, like see, hear, smell, touch, taste, notice, feel. The next kind is verbs of emotion. These verbs express feelings: love, hate, like, dislike, adore, wish, mind, want, desire, hope, and all these things. And the next one is verbs of mental state and activity. Some of the words like agree, disagree, believe, disbelieve, doubt, trust, etc. are given here. And the last one is not the last one, last but one is verbs of possession. What is the meaning of possession? Possession means ownership. So these verbs express ownership or relationship, like own, belong, possess, or have. Turn to the next page. Note. He has good memory. In this sentence, has denotes possession. See the example given below. I am having breakfast and tea. In this sentence, have is used in progressive tense to express the meaning of eat or take. Okay, in the last point, some other verbs are also given. But see the last sentence. But many of these stative verbs are used as dynamic verbs to express deliberate or voluntary action or voluntary activity. So what does it mean? Stative verbs are also sometimes used as action verbs. Okay, sometimes it is used as stative verb also. Okay, that is the meaning of all these things. So I believe that you have understood the uses or usage of simple present tense and present continuous tense along with the different kinds of stative verbs. I want everybody to go through this again and again and to understand it deeply so that it will be easy for you when you write your essay of your own. Is it clear, students? Okay. So that's all for today's class, and let's meet in another video. Thank you, students, and have a very nice day.